Remember Alex? Just another face in the back of the classroom, head down, hood up, lost in a world far from textbooks and equations. School felt like a foreign language he couldn't speak. Every class was a reminder of what he wasn't: not smart enough, not quick enough, not good enough. The grades were more than just letters on a page. They were heavy chains, pulling him down, making him believe this was all he would ever be. He'd stare out the window, watching the world move on without him, feeling completely invisible, completely stuck. The future wasn't a bright horizon. It was a fog he couldn't see through. Hope was a word for other people. Then there was Mr. Harrison. He wasn't just a teacher, he was a noticer. He saw past the sullen silence and the failing grades. He saw a flicker of curiosity in Alex's eyes during a science documentary, a flash of something more. He saw potential buried under layers of frustration and self-doubt. Most people had written Alex off, but Mr. Harrison decided to write him a new story. He didn't just see a problem to be fixed, he saw a person to be reached. He believed that inside that quiet, withdrawn student, there was someone waiting for a chance to shine, someone who just needed a different kind of key to unlock the door. One afternoon, as Alex was packing up to disappear, Mr. Harrison stopped him. "Alex, got a minute?" It wasn't a demand, but an invitation. That 1 minute turned into an hour. Mr. Harrison didn't start with formulas or historical dates. He started with a question. "What do you like, Alex? What gets you excited?" For the first time, someone asked him what he thought, not what he knew. They talked about video games, about the intricate worlds and stories. Mr. Harrison listened, really listened, and then he connected it back. "You know," he said, "the strategy in your game. That's just like solving a math problem. You find a pattern, you plan your moves, you execute." That was the beginning. Afternoons became their time. Mr. Harrison didn't just reteach the lessons, he translated them. He used the physics of a skateboard trick to explain momentum. He turned the boring lines of a history text into a dramatic story of betrayal and ambition, like a plot from one of Alex's favorite shows. He broke down complex chemistry into simple cooking recipes. Learning wasn't a chore anymore, it was a puzzle, a game, a discovery. Mr. Harrison was patient. When Alex got frustrated and wanted to quit, he'd just say, "Okay, let's try another way. There's always another way." He wasn't just teaching subjects, he was teaching resilience. Slowly, a change began. A raised hand in class. A question asked. A small smile of understanding. Alex started to see that he wasn't stupid, he just learned differently. The fog in his mind began to clear, replaced by sparks of curiosity. He started doing the readings, not because he had to, but because he wanted to know what happened next. He'd stay after school not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to understand. Mr. Harrison had given him more than extra help. He had given him a new lens through which to see the world, and more importantly, a new lens through which to see himself. The boy who felt invisible was starting to feel seen. Then came the announcement of the final exams, the big one, the test that would decide his future. A year ago, Alex would have accepted failure before he even started. But now something was different. He looked at the study guide, and instead of a mountain of impossible tasks, he saw a series of hills he could climb one step at a time. The old fear was still there, a whisper in the back of his mind, but a new voice was louder. The voice of Mr. Harrison, saying, "You can do this." The challenge was on. Their prep sessions intensified. The classroom became a war room. Whiteboards were filled and erased, covered in diagrams, timelines, and equations. They role-played historical debates. They built models to understand geometric theories. It wasn't just about memorizing facts. It was about truly understanding the concepts. There were late nights, fueled by cheap pizza and a shared goal. Alex would get stuck, his frustration boiling over. "I can't do it. It's too much," he'd exclaim, slamming a book shut. But Mr. Harrison would remain calm. "Take a break, Alex. Walk around. We've hit walls before, and we've broken through every single one. This is no different." This was more than just studying. It was mentorship in its purest form. Mr. Harrison shared stories of his own struggles, his own failures. He showed Alex that it's okay not to be perfect, that the real strength lies in getting back up. He taught Alex how to organize his time, how to break down big problems into small, manageable pieces, and how to stay calm under pressure. These were life skills, not just exam tactics. Alex wasn't just learning algebra. He was learning how to believe in his own ability to solve problems. His confidence, once a tiny, flickering flame, was now growing into a steady fire. He was no longer just Mr. Harrison's project. He was the architect of his own success. The morning of the exam, the air was thick with tension. Alex walked down the hallway, the same hallway where he used to feel so small and insignificant. But today, he walked with his head held high. He saw Mr. Harrison by the classroom door. No big speech, no last-minute cramming. Mr. Harrison just gave him a simple, confident nod. "You're ready," he said. And in that moment, Alex knew it was true. He had put in the work. He had faced his demons. He was ready. He walked into the exam room, took a deep breath, and opened the test booklet. The questions that once looked like an alien script now looked like familiar puzzles, waiting to be solved. Days later, the results were posted. Alex's hands trembled as he scanned the list for his name. And there it was. Not just a pass, a good grade, a great grade. A wave of relief and disbelief washed over him. He had done it. He hadn't just scraped by, he had succeeded. All the hard work, all the late nights, all the moments of doubt, it had all been worth it. The first person he looked for was Mr. Harrison. He found him in his classroom, grading papers. Alex stood at the door, speechless, just holding up his results. Mr. Harrison looked up, and a huge smile spread across his face. He stood up and walked over. "I never doubted you for a second," he said, placing a hand on Alex's shoulder. "This was all you, Alex. I just helped you see it." The dam of emotions inside Alex finally broke. "Thank you," he managed to say, his voice thick with gratitude. "Thank you for not giving up on me." It was a simple phrase, but it carried the weight of a transformed life. This victory wasn't just about passing a test. It was about proving to himself that he was capable, that he was worthy, that his future was his to create. As the school year ended, Alex stood looking out at the campus, not with a sense of dread, but with a sense of excitement. The world was no longer a foggy, intimidating place. It was a landscape of possibilities. He had a map now and the confidence to navigate it. He knew there would be more challenges, more exams, more moments of doubt. But now he also knew he had the strength to face them. He wasn't the same kid who hid in the back of the class. He was Alex, a student, a problem solver, a young man with a future. He looked towards the horizon, and for the first time, it was bright and clear. The next chapter was waiting, and he was finally ready to start writing it. This story reminds us that sometimes all it takes is one person who believes in us to help us believe in ourselves. It's a testament to the incredible impact a dedicated teacher can have. If you've been inspired by Alex's journey, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that move and motivate. Who was your Mr. Harrison? Share your story in the comments below. Thanks for watching.